Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. It was a mute tragedy. One that lacked headlines, scandal, and disintegration beneath the glare of network lights was not one that commanded attention. But two hearts were broken in a way that words will never fully describe amid the solitude of a Virginia farmhouse surrounded by vast fields, old barns, and the ghosts of yesterday's laughing. Stars of TLC's 90 Day Fiancé, Julia Trubkina and Brandon Gibbs, had found life behind the cameras to be something almost like tranquility. The couple had found a rhythm that seemed real after years of negotiating cultural differences, emotional problems, and public attention pressure. Silent, grounded. For this calm they had worked. They had acquired it, and spun into that daily cloth, into the sunrises and suppers, the hikes across the fields, the late-night conversations, and the peaceful Sunday mornings, was Simba. He never amounted to merely a pet. Never treat a dog only as such. Simba served as a sentinel, presence, a soul anchored to theirs in the most holy, silent manner. He had entered their life not only as friend, but also as healer, a consistent, breathing representation of loyalty and unqualified affection. He might have been simply a German shepherd to the outside world. Inside that house, inside that narrative, he was part of the heart. Julia was already striving to find her footing in a place far different from all she had ever known long before viewers recognized them as a reality pair attempting to cross countries and cultures. She left behind the familiarity of her homeland, her family, the language of her early years to follow her heart into the future. The farm was exotic with its customs and rituals. She carried gently, often in silence, the social dynamics, the isolation, the expectations birdless. Still, Simba spotted her. He judged nothing about her accent. He did not challenge her choices. He did not balance her value with convention or expectation. He stayed just as it required, on her side. When one is lonely, when one is frustrated, Simba gave her a quiet spot to land when she felt like a stranger in her own story. Born on that very ground, Brandon had a different relationship with Simba. For him, the dog stood not just as security, but also as a sort of link between his life as known and the one he was creating with Julia. Simba was present when conflicts between Julia and her parents peaked. There when the house seemed too small and love seemed like labor. In the calm following a fight, in the laughing that followed recovery. Simba had seen every low as well as every high. He stood in front of them, their protector, their threads, and suddenly, without notice, he disappeared. The day started exactly as every other. A walk in morning, sunshine that gently, with soft assurance, broke through the woods. Simba had been playing, tail high, eyes brilliant, racing with his normal intensity. Not one warning was issued, not a single disease. There is no indication of suffering. Only a few hours later he fell, and by evening fall he had disappeared. Gone before the veterinarian showed up. Gone before his breathing changed could be understood. Long gone before they could bid farewell. How do you handle a loss that strikes so quickly it causes you to lose lung capacity? When the creature who anchored your daily life goes in an instant and leaves just quiet in his wake. Julia gently broke the news to the public. She said the one thing she could hardly utter aloud in a video full of hushed weeping and shattered disbelief. Simba had departed. The flood came right away. Her page was inundated with sympathies from fans, friends, and total strangers all around the world. Empathetic messages with tales of loss and of animals more than just pets. Of the family members in fur. Of heartbreaks that never really go away. But the quiet fall that followed was invisible to those who left comments. What no camera could record. The unusual silence of a dwelling devoid of footfall. The agony of habits disrupted by absence. The leash of Simba hung at the door. His unspoiled water bowl, still fashioned to the recollection of his body. His bed, their other dog, Nala, explored the home in perplexed quiet, sniffing for her brother and whining at shadows. And in every room was a presence, not of haunting but of love that persisted beyond physical form. In the next days, Brandon became quieter, less apparent on the internet, less curious about public life or small conversation. His loss manifested as stillness, standing too long in entrances, lingering at the gate Simba once greeted them from. And there were tears when nobody else was watching. Actually real ones. The sort a man tears when he loses something holy and priceless. Julia's grief was more obvious, more in line with volcanic activity. She put pictures online. She lit candles. She asked Simba personally whether he knew how much he was loved. Her loss permeated all aspect of their digital environment, but not for anyone's notice. For the truth, since this was not a theatrical story, it told a tale of love, about grieving something real, deep, and personal in the most public of venues. Simba was never the center for those who had followed their path on 90 Day Fiancé, but now he became the heart. Viewers went back over previous video and saw him in the background, thinking back on his subdued allegiance, understanding, maybe for the first time, exactly how important he was to the soul of that house. Because that is what grief does, it turns the reel backwards, causes you to look once again, reminds you of the little things. The way he slanted his head when Julia sung. His front door security was quite good. The way he leaned in the direction of Brandon's leg during thunderstorms. His just existence was as such. Ideal. Wholeheartedly, lovingly. And now Julia and Brandon have to learn how to live again without those special events. Not to move on, as loss does not operate in that manner. Still to carry Simba ahead. To locate him in the rustle of the leaves, in the known trail across the forest, in the heavens above their small farm when the sun sets with that golden tint he liked. Every gaze between them, every echo of laughter returning to their house, every step taken with Nala now walking alone. His soul lives on. Simba is still here. He changes. Now guardian of memory, of love, of everything unable to die. And maybe the clarity of loss may diminish over time. The grief will change. And the narrative of Simba, of who he was and what he offered, will serve as a pillar of support. A chapter they read in affection, in honor, in recollection. Because ultimately the best love stories are not usually between individuals. They occasionally lie between a woman and her defender, a man and his mute closest friend, a dog and the house he helped create with each heartbeat of his devoted heart. We are not bidding farewell here. This is Thanks Off. This gossip is over. If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.